Yo, top of the morning, my world. It's your boy Kish, my world. Good morning, guys, and happy 2023. I am back in Sweden, back in the country, this cold country. Yeah, the weather's a bit gloomy, but today I thought I would address an issue because when I was in Kenya, man, a lot of people were inboxing me, talking to me in real life, and just asking me, Kish, how do we move to Sweden? How can I move to Sweden? How can I get to live in Sweden? So many questions about this, so I decided, okay, let me just make a video so that I can answer all of you who have the same question. So Kish my world, let's do this. How to move to Sweden.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it, see how.
So guys, top of the morning, and welcome back to the video. So now today I want to just address this issue of people have been asking me how to move to Sweden. So basically I'm gonna go straight to the point. There is several ways you can be able to move to Sweden, and they are different, but they all lead to the same path. But the first thing is, I need to say, the most important thing, this is just what I know, the little information that I have, but do your own research. Make sure you know exactly what you want, why you want to come here, and then anything is possible, man. I always say anything is possible. So first and foremost, there's different types of ways to come to Sweden. One is through work. So you need to get a work permit, get work, and then move here, and then you can be an employee in Sweden. Another way is through studies. So you have to enroll in a school here, be accepted, and then come here as a student. You get also your permit to move here and study, and you also get to work at the same time. Another thing is moving to someone in Sweden. So either you have like a spouse, or you have family, like a dependent. Your mom is here, your dad is here, you are dependent to somebody. That one is another way, but the most common one is through spouses. So if you have a person with a residence permit, they don't have to be white, please people, they don't have to be white. They can just be somebody who is you're in a relationship with, or you're married to, then that is another way of coming here. You can also come here as a tourist, so visiting visa. So you just apply for the short term. It's usually less than 90 days. Yes, and finally, as far as I know, you can also come here as an asylum seeker. So if you have turmoil or trouble, or you're threatened in your home country, then you can come to Sweden and ask for protection or asylum, and you can get into it. So anyways, let me see if I can try and address these ones one by one. So for work in Sweden, the general rule as of right now is you need to get work before you come to Sweden, and that work needs to pay you at least 13,000 krona. 13,000 krona a month. But this is something that's probably gonna change because the government in Sweden has changed, and they have a new proposal that now you have to earn 33,000. So I really don't know how that's gonna roll out. But yeah, and a lot of people are asking me, Kish, how can I get work? How can I get work? Bro, I don't even know how to answer that question, because of course there's a website where there's a lot of job postings, but for an employer to take it in them to write you a work contract from your home country and process your case and bring you here, they must really want you, or want your services. So a lot of people have been asking me how they can get work in Sweden, how they can manage. I swear, I don't know. Work is there. There's a lot of jobs. I'm sure a lot of people who are watching this video qualify for a lot of jobs. But the problem is getting an employer to actually be willing to go through. It's a long process, They have to advertise the job in the job market. Then they have to apply for you, give you a work contract, assure that they will pay you enough money. Like all that process, employers are just not willing to go through all that process just to bring you here, while there's a lot of workers here who would do the same thing. So unless it's something that's really special, or something that's really a type of work that's not really common, man, I don't know. I really can't help you personally. I know, like my job, they're always looking for people, but they won't go through the trouble of bringing people from outside the country here. So please, that question, I really don't know how to answer it. Is just find a way to get the job, look for jobs, talk to employers, I don't know, or something like that. Or if you have somebody who has a business, maybe they can help write you a work contract and bring you here. So yeah, the next way, which is probably the next easiest way to come here, is through studies. But the thing is, in Sweden before it was tuition free, so people could study for free, but now there's school fees. So you need to have a lot of money in your bank account to be able to qualify for this one, because school fees in Sweden ranges at about 7,000 euro to 14,000 euro, depending on what course you're doing. So you have to apply for the school and you have to show that you are in a position to pay the school fees. But there's also an option where you can also get some scholarships, like there's something called the Erasmus something. I don't really know much about that because I studied here for free because of the type of permit that I have. But you can get a scholarship through Erasmus. Just Google Erasmus scholarships Sweden or Erasmus scholarships in Europe. Then you can get some good scholarships. You can come here and study for free. And the good thing with a study permit is you also get a work permit, which enables you to work. And in Sweden, unlike other countries like in Norway, you can work unlimited as a student, as much as you want, so long as you attend classes and you pass your exams. If you fail your exams, you're out. They kick you out. Sorry. In Norway you only get 20 hours a week to work unless it's holidays, so that's something good about here. The only problem is here, school fees for non-European students is a must and is not cheap. And furthermore, you have to show that you can be able to support yourself before you leave your home country. So they will require that you have about 700 euros a day, a month, I think. And that's about 7,000 euros in a year, So basically, if you think 7,000 euros to live and 7,000 euros for school fees, that's a lot of money. It's like more than 1 million Kenyan shillings, for school fees and 1 million for survival. So if you can start a business, I'd rather you start a business where you are, it's much better. But anyways, if you have that money and you really want to move here, then you can come here as a student. Most degrees take 3 years, masters take 2 years. So within that period of time, maybe you'll have found other ways to migrate here. But you need some money to start up or to start your process or your journey here. So remember not to fail, because if you fail, then you lose your work permit. And then after you have graduated, you have a period of time which is called like job seekers time, with a job seekers visa. I really am not sure about this one. Some people say it's 6 months, but I know in Norway it's 1 year. So here in Sweden probably it's 1 year also. I don't know. But that period, you have a grace period where you have to look for work. And if you get work, then you get to stay. You get your work permits, and then you continue with life. So those are the ways to get to a school here, to get to Sweden through school. The next one, of course, is for visiting as a tourist. So here you need somebody to write you an invite, and then you just come, show you have funds, you have proof that you can go back home, you have family ties to go back to or work or something. Then you just come here as a tourist for a couple of weeks, days, months, whatever you ask for. And if you're lucky enough, you get it. I have heard that the Swedish visa is a bit difficult to get. I have never applied for it, so don't take my word for it. But I think if it's yours, it's yours. Just apply. If you get here, well and good. If you don't, then maybe it wasn't yours. Try again. But if you really want to, come. And the last way that I know is moving to someone. Okay, the second to last one is moving to someone, and this is basically like maybe the most easiest way. So if you have a spouse, or you have like a person you have a relationship with, in Sweden, doesn't matter if it's same-sex relationship or different sex relationship, you can be able to come to Sweden with them. It's quite a bit of a long process, and when you apply, you are not allowed to come here even for visits. So it takes a while, but once you're in, then you're in, and there's no limitations. You can start to work, you can start to just live and integrate, go to school, and just live your life like a normal resident here. And after a period of time, you can apply for your permanent residency or your citizenship. So and again, guys, I do not know how to hook up people with people. A lot of people are always telling me, hook me up with a white person so that I can be able to, come on man, like how do you start hooking up people? It's really, really difficult. So you know, try look for somebody in maybe dating sites or, you know, online friends of friends, stuff like that. But make sure it's genuine, because if you fake it, you won't make it, you know. And also just let people be true to people. Don't play with their feelings just for papers, you know. Yeah, so the last way is by Asylum, and this one is very difficult, especially if you're from Kenya, because Kenya is a very peaceful country. We do not have a lot of problems. Even for the LGBTQ fraternity is also not easy, because Kenya is considered a safe country for them. So people who can get this one are people who are in countries that are in turmoil, and mostly it's like people from Somalia, Eritrea, you know, Syria, yeah, those countries. So those ones do get their residency here, but then the catch is, for example, if you apply as a Kenyan and maybe you are in threat of something, one reason or another, and you do get your residence permit here, you are not allowed to go back to your home country. So think about that, man. You'll never go back to Kenya. Like, it's impossible to go back to Kenya unless you get the citizenship, because then you do not qualify as a Kenyan, you qualify as a Swedish person. So if you're willing to stay away from home for a very, very long time, you can go through that route, but it's not guaranteed. Unless it's like really genuine, then it's really difficult to get asylum as a Kenyan, or if you come from a stable country generally. So yeah, it's a bit difficult with that route. So just, you know, just think about it before you go that route. So those are the ways to move here to Sweden. So guys, please, if you have been having this question in the back of your mind, if you're from Kenya or anywhere else, I hope this video has helped you, because that's all information I know. I'm gonna do a separate video on how I came here and how I got. Mine was very different. It didn't go through any of these ways, but I'm gonna do that video sometime soon, and I'll tell you how it went. But everybody's journey is different. Just remember, if you really want something, you can get it. Just put your mind to it, focus, and then try. And if you need any help along the way, just comment in the comment section or shoot me an email or something, and if I can help you, why not? Let's do this, guys. Kish my world, top of the morning. See you in the next one. It's Kish my world. Let's do this.